Well, hey everybody, how are you today? I thought we would do a mining stream today like we do. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. Nice to see you. How are you? How you been? It's a Wednesday evening, and I'll admit I woke up this morning and thought it was Thursday, so, nope, it's Wednesday. It's been a beautiful day here in northern Michigan. It's a little bit rainy, but the clouds are starting to break and a little bit of sun starting to poke through, and a perfect night to start doing a little mining. So today I thought we would do something a little different. We would just kind of do at least one, but maybe two runs in the Iron Halo. We never know when we begin how long it's going to take to locate something to mine. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And I am just now finding that that 4 is available. I didn't think he'd be available this early, so I'm going to go ahead and get that stuff set up, and give me just a second. I'll be right back. It will take just a moment. I'm going to do this and that. And we are almost back. Beautiful. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a pre-flight here and take a look at the prospector and see how we're doing. So yeah, hey, how's it going, for? I didn't realize you'd be around this early today, and that's awesome. So, oh, it looks like I'm short of Brant. We'll stick one of those on there and save, and yeah, that's all. That's us. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll go ahead and pull the prospector, and we will get started. At some point here, I have made it so 4 can join us, so I'm really excited about that. That's gonna be fun. Pad 2. And we'll go ahead and grab that. No worries, sir. Take your time. We're just getting started. Yeah, so, beautiful day. I haven't heard a whole lot about the current 3.17 patch. I think it's starting to get a little more stable, if I were to guess. I hope that it is anyways. Yeah, I thought today we would just kind of break the mold a little bit and kind of head out into the Iron Halo, and kind of try to be somewhat anonymous today. So in we go. Beautiful prospector. Ready? We'll go ahead and fire up here the engines, and now I am going to set. We're on ArcL1. I'm going to set HURL5 as my destination. Up we go. I'm going to pull the gear. It is a good day for mining. Before says it's a good day for mining. He's absolutely right. It is a good day for mining. So, I usually like to come out here, clear the station a little bit. I will pick up the speed just a touch. We'll go ahead and we will set HURL5 as our destination. We'll spool the quantum drive, and off we go. Every day is a good day for mining in the Star Citizen, that's for sure. So, yep, the sun is trying to peek through the clouds out there, and I am excited about that. Would love to get a little vitamin S going as it gets into the evening here. So HURL5 is where we're going to set our destination. We're going to drop out in the neighborhood of 7.7 and see what we can fetch over there. Lots of times on the stream we just kind of go to Lyria or back and forth to Lyria, and Lyria is always the meta. I thought it'd be fun to just kind of do one, if not two, Aaron Halo runs today. We'll have to see how it goes. It's definitely a situation where, you know, you never know how long it's going to take you to find something. And so we will just go ahead and see how long it takes us to find something. You know, it's just kind of the way mining goes. You know, and on the stream, quite honestly, it's been a touch slower when we go to the Halo, obviously. Now, Caglass says, hey, it's freezing rain here, plus 3 inches of heavy wet snow overnight, which is now melting. Chris is telling me not to blow up. Hey, Chris, how you doing? How you doing, Cag? Nice to see you tonight. Sandy's saying, hey, guy, how you doing? Hey, Sandy, how are you? What's happening? Oh, hey, I missed my turn here, guys. But you know what? I'm still in the Halo, and that is just fine. Not quite as deep here, but it is just fine here. So we'll go ahead and you know, like I do, I like to kind of set ArcL1 back. We'll pivot around. I will kind of switch over to mouse and keyboard. Chris is like, don't blow up. Yeah, I don't want to open up the stream blowing up. That's for sure. Oh, hey, and that's you know, our first little 3-pack of the night. Now, 3-packs, you know, I'm going to say the same things here. Yeah. 3-packs generally are never Quantanium, right? That's one of the things that we kind of have learned about them, but we're going to scan them anyways. We're looking to break the meta one of these days, and we'll see if we ever do. This is tungsten, hephaestonite. So nope, that's not going to do it. Now, there's some doublers up this way, too. I will just kind of at least take a look at them. You know, got to give yourself an opportunity. Cag is saying his real name is Chris. That's awesome. That's cool. Sandy says, which band did you go to? I guess I don't know exactly what band to say it. I dropped in, you know, at around 7.7 in between ArcCorp and HURL5. So, you know, I'm not exactly sure how that translates to bands, but that's where I'm at. I'm kind of hidden out there somewhere. So, yeah, just kind of, I thought I'd just sneak on here. Getting started a little earlier than we traditionally would on a weeknight, but you know what? Any night that we can get started and doing a little of this and a little of that in Star Citizen, especially a little mining, is a good night. So we're just gonna kind of enjoy it. Yeah. Now I am gonna kind of move in my field of my scanning FOV to 180. That may help just a little. You know, and I don't like to venture off too much off the nose. You know, it's kind of in kind of a cone around this area. You know, I'll kind of pivot towards it. You know, I won't get off too far off the beaten path as I kind of keep ArcL1 at my 12 o'clock. Sandy Claus says bands 4 and 5 have the highest density of rocks. I guess I didn't know that. You know, I kind of I definitely overflew my mark a touch. But you know what? Whenever you come out and there's rocks, you always, yeah, why not? Why not give it a try? You might be surprised. So definitely I'm not in the high density, you know, and if for some reason I fly around here and get down to 75% hydrogen, I very well certainly could just kind of punch it back a little bit and get a little closer. So we'll go, you know, the meta's a little different here in the Aaron Halo than it is on Lyria. You have to scan singles too, because they're going to be a big opportunity for you as well. So not quite the same way that you handle things, you know, doesn't work in the Halo the same way. There are going to be unscannable rocks in the Halo. There definitely are going to be times when you find clusters that are not going to be Quantanium. Anytime you find a cluster, if one rock's Quantanium, all of them will be, or if the first rock's not Quantanium, none of them will be. I will say, somebody did mention to me, and I forget who, that they were finding unscannable clusters but waiting a little bit, and then all of a sudden they would become scannable with the mining laser. So I thought I would try that out a little bit today too, and you know, maybe do a PSA if that's the way it works for us. So yeah, we're out here, you know, obviously a little anonymity, nothing wrong with that, but also the good news is you know, we get to try out a few things that people have mentioned that are kind of happening. That's a Baxelite rock, and not a good one. 2.21%. We'll keep on moving. So yeah, beautiful day to do some mining in Star Citizen. When isn't it? Sandy Claus says, I sent you the drop points into the Halo from Article 1. I'm in Discord. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. You know, I definitely know the different places that you can drop in. You know, I generally have the best luck around 7.7. Like I said, I kind of overflew that this time when I was kind of looking at the chat and reading the chat. You know, but well, that's interesting. I mean, I gave you the channels already. I mean, maybe I have to assign them every time you come into the Discord. Hold on for 1 second and let me look, okay? You know, I set you as a stream guest before, so let me do it real quick now, okay? Let me just kind of see what's happening there. Open the Discord, and let me do this. I don't see you in the Discord at all. Yep, I don't see you on in, you know, I think you probably have to maybe jump Inspector Voice or something in order for me to kind of set the rule. So let me know when you're in there and I'll see if I can do that for us. So yeah, alrighty. So kind of, let's give this guy a scan and see what we got. We'll kind of keep it moving here. 4931. This is an aluminum, titanium, and diamond. And yeah, we'll keep on moving. All right, we'll go ahead and scan there. Pre-Atomic Bean, nice to see you. How you doing this evening? Wonderful to see you. Yeah, so we are kind of we're approaching this opportunity, and we'll see what we get. Hey, there's a cluster, you guys. Nice cluster. And we are going to go ahead and, you know, obviously approach and see if, you know, see what we got over here. So that is a 45,000. That's a SIG scan right there. We're going to move on it a little bit closer. Yeah, I didn't know that's the way the channel was working for. That you had to maybe, but I think if you get in Discord, I may be able to just go ahead and set that stuff up. So let me know. All right, you guys, this is a Quantanium cluster. So right off the bat, we've gotten lucky. We found a Quantanium cluster, and we are going to move on and doing well. Says Pre-Atomic Bean, about to hop in my prospector, and I could join you if you'd like. That would be all right. Yeah, go ahead and, you know, send an invite or you know, or let me know when you're on the server here, and I can invite you. That would be just fine. All right. This is an 8.85. All right. Hold on just a second. 4 says he's Inspector Voice. And that is another one there. Let me kind of see here if I can click on you and give you roles. And yeah, you have the role of stream guest already. So you should be able to just see, you know, the Space Shorts channel for, you know, I don't know if you just needed to get into, you know, get in here first or whatever. But I definitely see that I gave you the same exact rules as I gave you last time. 15.3% is this rock here. And 2% there. Got 4 more rocks to scan. Hopefully one of these has got something in it. 2% are there. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. We'll have to catch up with... yeah, I don't have any real understanding of what's happening with that for. We'll have to monkey... I guess we will have to monkey with that later. I definitely know that that's the channel rules were changed for the streaming channel. But I don't know exactly why you wouldn't have any of those particular things, so... Sandy, I really appreciate that. I'll have to check that out for sure. You guys, look at this. This is, yeah, we'll have to figure it out later. You know what? You know, no big deal for no. You know, like I don't exactly know what's happening there. I definitely gave you the same exact kind of things as last time, so I'll have to dive into it a little bit. Look at this, you guys. None of these rocks are Not one of them in this Quantanium cluster is good. There's a 15%er. I will say it's kind of neat that it's actually keeping the scans, though. That doesn't normally happen. And then this guy here. Yeah. I gotta pull out the mining laser. Oh, yeah, that's a 2%er. Yeah, look at this. 8%er. A 2%er. A 2%er. A 15%er. A 2%er. A 7%er. A 3%er. And a 2%er. Yiker news. Oh my stars in heaven. Was that a cluster full of nothing? We'll just kind of keep on moving and see if we have any luck there. So yeah, like I said, I don't, I'll have to figure out what's going on with the, I know the channel rules were changed a little bit, and there's a reason for it, not let everybody know, but I definitely had set 4 as a stream guest, and I guess I'm surprised that he can't see the channel now. I don't know if there's been, I have to talk to 2 about that tonight and see if there's been some kind of a change. No big deal, you guys. We'll just kind of, get through today, and, we'll get it figured out. So, awesome. Let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the single here. And Sandy, I do appreciate you sending me those. Kind of densities per band. I didn't really realize that's the way it worked. That's that's a great thing for me to learn. So, gold, diamond, and corundum. Drac, how you doing, Drac? He's like, Drac is like, yeah, I landed on the poor side of town. You're right, Drac. I did. That's crazy. I'm on the wrong side of the tracks over here. Finding Quantanium clusters with little or no Quantanium in them. Fortunately, the coffee's good. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. I get in here and try and get something better than the signature scan going. Oh yeah, this guy's gonna scan for us. This single right here. And Drac is saying, pick a random rock and blow it up, please. I would risk my own self by doing that, Drac. And we'll have to see if we were to get lucky here, and maybe I was to grab a couple of unis or something, and I might fly back out here and blow myself up. But and I suppose you can get far enough away where you'd maybe just take damage and knock your ship out or something, but alrighty. We are just kind of taking a look at our opportunities, that's for sure. Sandy Claus, that's why you bring the mold of the belt and fill up in the quant until you find a good Quantanium rock. Oh yeah, I definitely just kind of out here headhunting on Quantanium. If we find a few things, great. If we don't, be all right. We just grind it out and find, just kind of find what we're looking for out here. I just kind of like to cruise out here in the prospector and find a little something. The mole's a little too tedious for one guy or 2 guys, and sometimes just trying to organize all that's a little bit. That's what I kind of save that for kind of our mining nights and stuff. Alrighty. See if I can get something to scan here. Sorry about my dog in the background there. I can hear that somebody must be kind of stirring them up, and I apologize for that. 100% Colombian coffee, yeah. Now here's that thing somebody was talking about, right? So I can't seem to get a scan on the rocks. Now, somebody was just telling me in the stream the other day when they couldn't get a scan on the rocks, they were actually able to pull the mining laser out and actually get them to scan, even though they wouldn't scan with regular scan. So let's just kind of see if we have that. Normally when they're dead rocks, I tend to find that they're just dead rocks, but I am kind of just going to try something else that somebody suggested here. Now you can see right now, it's too bad because these are actually, I think, Quantanium rocks too. Like if you look, that is a Quantanium rock. So I am going to wait just a minute or two to see if if we could get lucky or not. Now I'm going to hit this guy with the mining laser. Like I said, somebody told me, in a situation where they were dead rocks, if they just kind of pulled out the mining laser, eventually they did kind of... So this isn't normally the meta the way it works for me. So I am not necessarily gonna, wait on this for a long time. But I am gonna wait on it for just a minute or two to see if we have any luck this way. So I forgot who mentioned it that it kind of works, but I thought I'd give it a try. It doesn't really appear to be working for me yet. So, like I said, I'll just kind of... Now, this happens a lot on Lyria, right? But I've never found... I mean, you can outweight it. On Lyria, eventually, there is a server tick and it works. You know, yeah, so, Sandy's saying sometimes they'll load if you can't... Maybe if you hit off on them or... You know, sometimes you wait. Now, Adam Foud is saying, I never get lucky when I go to the asteroid belt. There's always a bug where it won't let me mine or scan the quant rocks where I find, when I find a cluster. Now, I just did find a scannable cluster, Adam. But, by the way, Adam, not a name I necessarily recognize. Welcome to the channel. How are you? It's true. I mean, it's very true that there are many times unscannable rocks in the Halo. That's just a thing. And I'm going to kind of fly on from these guys, and of course there are unscannable clusters in the Halo as well. And I knew that coming out here today. That's not something that's lost on me. But, sometimes you just kind of, want to kind of sneak out to the air in Halo and give it a try and see how it goes. So the air in Halo is consistently slower for me than, say, something like... Lyria, but I like to kind of break it up a little bit, and the meta's a little different, and so just kind of come out here and have a little bit of fun. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of a neat idea. Bean is saying, hey, I'm just gonna go fly right back the way I came, because I did fly away from those. But Bean is saying, hey, why don't I just give him a scan real quick? I'll just kind of come over there and give him a scan. Let's see if I can find that cluster again. That's another thought, too, is maybe get out of range of the cluster and come back, But here they are, for sure. And, and you can see they're kind of going to redraw. So I'm going to let Bean see if he can see these guys. Because that's an interesting thought. They're not necessarily scannable for me. But, will it be different from him? And it would be kind of like a way a dead break works on Lyria. So, kind of, a little bit, for science, right? And you can even see, even in that cluster right there, there's one that's not behaving itself. So, yeah, come on in here, Bean. I had flown away from the cluster, but I flew back there. And go ahead and see if you see these guys. And if you do, great. And if you don't, great. But it is a curiosity of mine for sure. Yeah, and Bean's on the rocks now. I'm going to go ahead and fly off and let him just kind of see if he can see him or not. But that'll be an interesting thing, to see. Like, it's an unscannable cluster for me. Maybe Pre-Atomic can see him, and I can't. So, kind of a neat, just kind of, something neat for posterity and science. Yeah, we'll just kind of keep on grooving here. All right. So second Quantanium cluster we found. The first one only had a couple of... Yeah, so they're definitely... for pre-atomic, there's unscannable as well. So that's kind of interesting. They definitely were dead rocks for me. They're dead rocks for somebody else too. So it's just kind of one of the things you just have to kind of deal with. Now, the one thing I will say, though, that is the second cluster of Quantanium I found. Even though the percentages were kind of yucky. So... can't complain necessarily about that part of things. And like I said, it is what it is, One of the things about mining, and as you guys know who watch the channel, is you've got to keep your foot on the gas, for sure. It's just one of those things. You're going to have unscannable rocks. There's going to be things that, kind of shake and break the meta, and you just got to... There's no really substitution for perseverance. It's one of those things in mining you just kind of learn. You know, you're gonna have days where you fly out there for 45 minutes. You're gonna have days when you fly out there for 15 minutes. One of the reasons why I consistently mine on Lyria is because it is faster. And so, generally speaking, at least for me, but that's all right. You know what? We'll just kind of keep on looking and seeing how we're doing. Then maybe if Bean finds something out here too, we can. Now, the one thing that I like about the halos, you're never going to run into a rock you can't break. You know, that's just not a thing. This will be a SIG scan here. We'll get in a little closer and see if we can get a single rock. Just kind of taking a look at it. 4631 mass. That is going to be a tungsten and a hephaestonite rock. So we'll keep on a cruising. All right. Kind of 8,000, 7,000 and closing. Let's see what this next opportunity brings. It's a 3-pack, you know, kind of the rules of the 3-pack. We'll just kind of get in here, and they always seem to scan, but they never seem to be Quantanium, the 3s. So, but I'm a sucker. I have to scan them every time. I don't know what it is. I really want one to break the meta one time, even though they never do. Now, I'm not getting any scans off these guys at all. We'll keep on moving. Adam Fouts says, ever thought about mining at Microtech? There were times when I came across clusters of quant rocks. Adam, you'll find clusters everywhere. You'll find clusters of quant on Selin, Yella, Damar. Yeah, the one thing I will say about the Microtech rocks is it's very weathery there. It's very windy. And a lot of times the prospector is being blown around quite a bit, and it becomes very tedious to mine there. Like, you know, it doesn't matter if you're in VTOL or anything, you know, it just becomes where you're constantly having to recorrect. The prospector's getting kind of blown around everywhere. And, yeah, I don't, you know, I enjoy kind of the low gravity moons a little better just because the prospector's not quite as active or being actively pushed around. So I definitely have tried Microtech, and you absolutely can find some excellent rocks to mine there. But it is a completely different situation where you're kind of tested with the weather. And it actually, like, for me, it's not that it's, you know, it actually just becomes just a touch tedious. You know, constantly having to kind of fly back or like while you're trying to do mining, like fly towards the rock at the same time to maintain your position. It definitely is a challenge for sure. But that's one of the reasons why I don't do the Microtech moons as much. Yeah, we're definitely hitting one of these situations, you guys, where kind of last 2 or 3 rocks have been unscannable. So we'll just kind of keep our keep our foot on the gas here and keep on moving. And like I said, when I started this stream, I said, well, we don't know if we're going to be doing 1, we don't know if we're going to be doing 2. It just kind of depends on how fast it, you know, you find something out here. The Iron Halo sometimes is good about, you know, providing, and sometimes isn't so good about providing. So that's a SIG scan there. Oh yeah, we're going to get a scan on this guy. Single rock. 5122 mass. That is a Quantanium rock, but she's only at 3%. $51.22 mass on this one. This is gold, diamond, and corundum. That's not going to do it for us. Take a look at this guy over here. That one doesn't look like it wants to scan. We'll keep on moving. So beautiful day out today. I'm definitely starting to see some more of that sunshine sneak out there. And it was really rainy earlier, but it's nice to see a little bit of sun break through the clouds towards the end of the day here. Loving it. Hoping we're going to find something to mine here before too long, but you never do know. $49.31 mass. And that's going to be a tungsten rock. Drax says 3% be like getting one bite of cake. Yeah, it is. You know, it's one of those things, too, where when it's that low a concentrate, it's going to break up like 0.06% in one and 0.05. You know, you really could have, you know, spend a lot of time looking around at very little profit. So you just want to keep your foot on the gas and keep on moving. All right, another opportunity here. A couple of rocks. That's never a bad thing. Lots of times there are twin, you know, Quantanium twins, and lots of times one of them out of the two will have something good in it. This is a laranite rock, so those two will be laranite. We'll keep on moving. How you doing back there, Bean? You finding anything worth a hoot? All right, we'll kind of keep on cruising here. Alrighty. That's going to be a SIG scan, maybe. Nope. Yeah, it is. Okay, yep. Seemed like it slowed down for a second. You can tell this the signature scans are a little faster than the kind of the scan result scans. So sometimes you can kind of get a sense. 4,600 at 10. Yeah, that's not a whole lot there. About 9 SCU or so. So that's not gonna do it. Yeah, we'll just kind of keep on keeping on. Lots of opportunities here, you guys. We'll kind of split the difference a little bit and fly towards them. Single rock here. Oh, that's a SIG scan. And it looks like I got a cluster off to my starboard. So that is a borace rock, and so let's go take a look at this little cluster over here. Oh, there's a lot more rocks than I thought there. So we'll kind of cross our fingers and hope that one of the, this is another Quantanium cluster. We found a couple so far. One of them had really nothing in it to speak of, and the other one was unscannable. So we will just kind of fly over this way and see what we get. And this has kind of been the halo lately. A lot of people have been mentioning this. One of the reasons why, I don't mind coming out here and mining. I love mining. I have been hearing from a lot of people that there's, and I think it has to do with the fact that maybe there's some server resources, kind of, maybe some environment resources are kind of snagged on. There's just been a lot of unscannable clusters lately. And this is kind of like one of the PSAs. Like I said, I can always run out to Lyria all the time and find stuff to mine. But this is, and here's the thing, this is not Quantanium either. So it's not, that's definitely, it's an unscannable. It's absolutely fine. We'll just keep on moving. But this has been one of the things that people have been mentioning is that there's a lot, seems like there's a lot of unscannables, out in the Halo, recently. And, I think it comes in waves. But, that's probably at least the second unscannable cluster that we found. And so, yeah, just something to kind of keep an eye on. one of the reasons why we consistently kind of go to Lyria is you have better luck there. And this is an unscannable rock here. So we'll just keep on moving. I always like to mention, there are lots of times when, and I truly believe this, if every single time you came out here and it was easy to find stuff, it wouldn't be nearly as interesting. It's just not easy. You've got to kind of put the work in. So here's a small cluster. We're down to 75% hydrogen, so that we'll keep an eye on that. Kind of move forward on this guy and see if we can get not getting any scans on this guy at all. We'll move in a little bit more. She started scanning there. For a minute there, it looked like it wasn't going to scan, but she decided that she would this time. This is a laranite cluster here, so keep on moving. Yeah, Bean says he found a 5100 and 9.9. Yep, nothing to write home about. We're out here looking for 40/40s, something that's around 4,000 mass, 40%. So, that's it's just one of those things. You just kind of keep your foot on the gas, keep on looking. 4631 here. This is an aluminum titanium corundum. And so I'll give it another 5 or 10 minutes, and then maybe I'll do a little mini jump a little closer to, to ArcL1. Daniel DeCruz, nice to see you tonight. Daniel, how you doing, sir? All right, we're cruising in here. A few opportunities, as you guys can see. There's a single rock. Daniel says he's doing good. Nice. That's awesome. Slower scan here. It looks like we're going to get a 5122 mass. This is going to be an aluminum, titanium, and bexolite. Nothing to write home about on the bexolite. Only 1%. Bexolite's something I don't mind mining bexolite. Now on the stream I don't, but there are many times where, in the past, if you're out there and mining, it's like, hey, I'll take some bexolite. There's nothing wrong with that. If I could find bexolite in on a regular basis in fairly high concentrations where I felt like I could get, 60, 70, 80 SCU in the mole of bexolite, I would do that for sure. I would love the bexolite mine on a regular basis. If you could just take your time and be picky. I generally just don't find it in that kind of quantity. 4931 mass here, hephaesonite and tungsten, and then that guy will just kind of pivot back towards Arc, and we'll just keep on moving. Well, the Iron Halo's keeping us honest tonight, that's for sure. And we will just kind of keep our foot on the gas and keep on moving. I have to get that the Discord rules kind of straightened out for us. Make sure that I understand everything that's going on. The last time Ford joined, I just kind of gave him a particular role, and he was good to go. So, not exactly sure why that didn't happen this time. So, let's take a look at that. Alrighty. Another opportunity here. Let's see what we got. And you notice we don't fly right at the rocks. You kind of fly, off center. So that way you don't fly right into them. I'm sure I mentioned that a lot on the stream, but just one of those things you want to kind of learn. You definitely will find yourself in a situation where you're crashing into the rocks if you fly right at them. 4931 mass. This is going to be Borace diamond, and corundum. Keep on a cruising here. Drax says, can I have a custom role in the Discord? Yeah. I don't really, you know, monkey with those things too much. I mean, we just kind of, you know, I guess the right thing for me to say is I had the Discord kind of wide open. Some people, you know, dropped in and we're just having fun, but they, you know, they kind of dropped a couple of Frank bombs, and so it's funny. I got kind of a nasty gram from, you know. From the the YouTubes, you know, and just like, oh, you know, I might have to kind of be a little more discerning, you know. And I think people have fun, and I'm not that prudish about that stuff, but you know, I also, I don't want the channel kind of suffering or whatever over that type of thing. So it's just one of those things where I had to we'll have to kind of chat with people as I let them in, and Four and I, you know, have been kind of doing the stream from the beginning or whatever, so I definitely want to get that stuff straightened out. But people who I've got to kind of, it's just one of those things. When I kind of open the voice channels back up, I kind of have to talk to people individually before they come in, and you know, then the last thing is I ever want to do is be some kind of you know, the fun police, you know. Yeah, don't need any special prems. I just want the tag Rock Honker. And then Kag says, Rock Honker, I can tell who's an Elite Dangerous player and who's not. That's funny. Yeah, that's true. That is a very specific title. Alrighty, so hey, you guys. This is what we're looking for. This is not bad right here. This is a single rock. We stumbled on a 4931 at 37%. It's 36.5%. So let's move in on this rock, and once again, practice what you preach, right? I'm not flying right at the rock. I'm kind of flying next to it. I am going to kind of lean back here and pivot around and grab my QuantCalc, phone. I'm going to pull the mining laser out. We're going to come in here. We're going to get a calculation on this guy and get her busted up. So this is what we're out here looking for, you know, and this is why you put in the work, you know, and have to kind of dig in. And like I said, there's, you know, obviously Lyria being a little more consistent, but, you know, if you do kind of sit out here and work hard, you usually will get rewarded. And we'll go ahead and we will, we're going to do this. And this is a 4931 mass, and I'm going to just open it up QuantCalc right now. So it'll be just a sec. A 4931, and that is going to be a 36.4. And we're going to put a calculate on that guy, and we are going to, that is 35 SCU. So a very decent amount of SCU there. Life is great. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. I think Life is Great is saying, hey, bus, busy, open that buzz. You know, I think he's saying basically bust this rock up. Yeah, we're going to do that for sure right now. That's awesome. And so kind of, you know, definitely approach the rock here. I'm going to hit G a couple times, loosen up the laser. We're going to get into an optimal range. And boy, we've got a beautiful contrast here. And we're going to begin breaking this guy down. Now it is a 2.23 instability. We're going to go ahead and see if we can break this guy down without a Brant, you know, on first break, but we'll see how it goes. So we finally did find something here to put our lasers on, that's for sure. And there's Bean kind of closing in, and looks like he's going to give me a 0%. Very nice of him. I appreciate that. Philip Hoffer, welcome to the channel. How you doing? Hope you're well. Thanks for joining tonight. So we're getting kind of close here. You can see the instability is a 0.55 with the extra laser on there. It really makes it quite comfortable when you have the two. You don't even need any kind of you really don't need any kind of a consumable at all. It will make it a touch slower. Normally, if you know you're going to be tandem mining, the one consumable you definitely could throw on there is a stampede. It actually would kind of speed up the green process. But you know the two lancets are really going to be debuff the rock. And Preatomic says, teamwork makes the dream work. Absolutely, sir. No question about that. And Philip says, I'm great. Nice, Phyllis. Welcome aboard. Philip, welcome aboard, Phyllis. Welcome aboard. I won't call you Phyllis anymore, I promise. I didn't mean to. That's fine. Alrighty, so excellent break here. Let's go ahead and see if, how she's going to break up. That is a 63%er right there. Bean was saying he couldn't scan that one, but he could tell that his buff was working. Interesting. There's a 100%er right there. Love it. That's probably going to be a hundo right there as well. Yep. Hey, Rather Be Traveling, how are you? Hey, Rather Be, did you make it back to the States? Nice to see you there. Caglass says, I don't hide that fact. The background of the picture here is the interior of Imperial Cutter. Yes, exactly. We don't, nothing wrong with a little Elite Dangerous. We're not snobby over here. We like space games either way. I backed Elite Dangerous in 2014, the same year I backed Star Citizen, and I played Elite Dangerous. I mined in Elite Dangerous. I enjoyed it. I mean, it didn't kind of have the same, for whatever reason, the same sticking power for me as Star Citizen has. But I enjoyed Elite Dangerous mining. I did it for a couple of months. I made lots of space bucks in that game. Elite is my. In 1988 on the Commodore 64, Elite was my favorite game of all time. The Braben, wireframe Elite. I enjoyed that game. It literally was my. My dad used to get so grumpy and just want to send me outside to get outside, and I'm like, hey man, I'm trying to learn how to land on this dodo, Dad. I can't. What is a dodo? It's like, no. I played that game all the time as a kid. It wasn't even funny. Oh, I'm on the wrong rock. Let's see which one. Alright, let's get on this one. So, Rather Be says, yep, back in this. Oh, there's nothing in that guy. Yep, this guy here. Preatomic says, I saw my buff on stream. That's funny. Daniel says, is renting a prospector worth it to learn how to mine Quantanium? Daniel, renting a prospector is definitely a good thing to learn how to mine. Learning how to mine Quantanium, the rental, is not going to be as forgiving with the basic stuff that comes on it. So you're probably in a better position to kind of... Now, don't get me wrong. You could definitely find some Quantanium rocks that had like 6%, 8%, maybe 10%. It's going to be very unforgiving if you get up, over percentages much higher than that. But just learning the basics of mining in a prospector, you absolutely can do that with a rental. And you can absolutely make lots of money with Laranite, Terranite, Hephaestonite, Agricium. You can make good money. Now, are you making Quantanium money? No. But you can make hundreds of thousands a day mining those other things. Is it a million a day? No. But hundreds of thousands? Absolutely. I should do a series one of these times on a rented prospector. How you can make, 150 or 200,000 in a day. Easily with that guy. There's the 63%er. I think it's this guy too over here's got something in it. What about this guy? We'll take a look at him. I thought this was... Yep. Oh yeah, here's this other hundo. That's just great. We'll be real careful with this. I'll get right back to the chat in just a second, you guys. Just want to make sure it gets stable on this rock. Excellent. Excellent. So Daniel Ratherby says, yep, back in the States, still a little jet lagged. I bet. That's a heck of a flight. And just weird to get used to the different hours in life. You know what I mean? For sure. I'm sure my body would be like, hey, you know, I wouldn't do well in those. It would take me a week or two, I'm sure, Ratherby. Drax says, if you can still log into Elite Dangerous, look me up. I can take you deep core and subsurface mining. Yeah, I'm sure I can. It's been so long since I played Elite Dangerous. I haven't played it in... I think it was the year they came out with the kind of the void opal mining. That December-ish, it seems like, as I recall it. And I played that game for a couple months after that. So I think we're ready to scoop here. I'm just going to hit this guy one more time. I don't think there's any in this guy. I don't think there's any in this guy. Awesome. And I think the rest of these are just kind of, there is this other rock back here. I don't think there was any in that guy either. I think those are the 3 trash rocks. Yeah, I'm going to begin scooping, you guys. And we'll just kind of see how it goes. Discerning on the lasers, and we should be in pretty good shape, depending on how that 60%er broke up. Alrighty. We'll just kind of keep it. Ratherby says, haven't looked into SE yet, thinking about it this evening. Well, Ratherby, remember, I do have the I don't know if you've already signed up, and if you have, that's fine, but I do have that referral code in there if you want a few thousand extra space bucks. That's not a bad way to sign up. But, or use somebody's code. You don't have to use mine, for sure. If you haven't already. If you have, that's great. Go ahead and, definitely give it a try. I don't know if you've had an idea. Knowing you probably have watched a few streams or whatever, and maybe have an idea of what kind of what ships you want to use or whatever. But if you have any questions about starting ships, we'd love to answer those for you. Drax says, yeah. I think I read that one already. All right. We're going to go ahead and pull in this. We're just kind of being discerning with the laser. One of those big rocks, it was a 60%er. We're going to have to kind of keep our head about us around that. Depending on how that guy broke. Now we've got 19 in the hopper so far. And we're going to see how this... Okay, that's a nice hundo right there. Beautiful. We're going to see how the 60%er broke. So far it looks like it's in pretty good. Now there's a 54%er. Oh my stars, I hear my grandson out there. He sounds sad. Okay, hopefully, the way that those guys broke, I would have to think these are probably a couple of hundos down here. Yep, that's a hundo right there. Alrighty. And that's got us up pretty good. I would have to think this is probably a hundo right here as well. Just guessing. Based on kind of what we were looking at there. Yep. For sure. And that is going to get us pretty darn close. It's actually going to be real close. Oh, look at that, you guys. I don't know. There's one more rock here. It's a 31.95. Uh-oh. I'm not getting a scan result there, and I know these others are. It's so close, you guys. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get it. I'm just going to go for it. Oh, look at that. We got a 31.99. We got 1% of Borax. We missed a uni by 0.01. That is hilarious. What can you do, That is really funny. We're going to go ahead and fire that up. 31.99 Quantanium. It's just one of those things. Yeah, I have he's just a 1-year-old, and it sounds like he's having a bit of a fit out there tonight. That is true. He sounds grumpy, and so if I were to bet, I bet you he hasn't had a nap, and he's a little bit just a little sad tonight. So sorry about that. He definitely is back there, and I can hear him for sure. Oh my goodness. Drax says, I give you credit for the Unity. Literally, this is a 31.99. That's hilarious. I mean, absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely run. It is one of those things where, what can you do? I was hoping the filter might kind of pull it out for me at the end. But you know what? It didn't happen. So we will just kind of take this guy in. We'll throw it in the hopper, and we'll be real proud of our run tonight for sure. So far, that's absolutely for sure. Rather Be Traveling says, are you using OBS? Hey, Amos, how you doing tonight? Yeah, I do. I use OBS. That's exactly what I use to set it up. And Chris Bates is saying, if you like the channel, hit like and sub. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. I am going to go turn that back on. Yeah, I do. I don't use Streamlabs. I use the regular OBS. I like the way it works. It's been pretty good. For the most part, and not too hard to set up, not too complicated. Alrighty. We are out of first quantum. I'm going to jump into second quantum here. And we'll go ahead and fire that off. Amos, Amos, you mentioned that game the last time you showed up, and I was wondering, I thought about you a little bit. I'm like, I wonder if Amos has been playing a lot of that. Amos is like, help, I'm in a deep Lego Star Wars addiction. He needs a 12-step program, it sounds like, everybody, to break that. That's awesome. Rather, he says, also, you upped the time refining just in case the patch drops unexpectedly. You're right about that. I think I have a couple of cargo runs to make sometime later today. I definitely am gonna do the Pharaon exchange, and we're kind of rolling the dice now. I honestly think it's another week or so before we would have any kind of a patch. I doubt very seriously it would drop, but when they do drop, it's normally a Thursday, or it's not always, but normally a Thursday or a Friday. So it certainly could be one of those times when it does drop or whatever. And so I'm gonna go ahead and call for a landing here. And we'll go ahead and put this guy down on the landing pad. And I will run in and I will take this into the hopper. Caglass says, yeah, bringing my cargo in. Yeah, it's a PSA, you guys. Everybody should be kind of keeping an eye on the refining jobs, getting ready to take those in. Absolutely, keep, very, very closely monitoring those. You do not want to have 10, 12, 15 jobs, going right now. You want to kind of make, do your cargo runs a little more often. It is getting close to where a patch could come out. And here's the reality. It's a guess. I mean, if I were to guess, I think we're a couple of weeks away from the patch going out. I still think we're a couple of weeks from the patch going out. But you never know, right? And so, yeah, Ponzer33 is asking, are we absolutely sure that patches wipe refining orders? They absolutely do. I mean, unequivocally, that's happened several times. No question about it. It is totally confirmed. I'm not saying every single time it does it, but I know for a fact the last 2 or 3 times a patch have dropped, it does completely wipe all of your refining jobs. Darkside says a very good early morning greeting to you, good sir. Darkside, nice to see you. Pre-Atomic says, are you coming back to the belt or the head to Leary when you disembark again? You know what? I'm thinking, quite honestly, with family life spilling over into the stream as much as it is, I think I'm actually going to probably put this one in the hopper and call it tonight. It's very unusual to have such a sad grandson kind of out in the living room, and I really feel like I should go out there and see if maybe a Papa voice might help the situation a little bit. And so that's how it goes sometimes. I love streaming, and normally around my house as an older guy, it's a little quiet, but with my grandson over, I hear him just being really sad. It's one of those times when, you just kind of think to yourself, I really think I maybe could go out there and make a difference as a grandfather. So I'm actually going to put this, I'm going to put this guy in the hopper, and I am going to probably call it a little early tonight. I normally would do another run for sure, but as you guys know, sometimes you've got to do the right thing and just kind of go love your family a little bit and make sure that you put a little paternal energy in the room and see if you can't kind of get some order. I can hear him out there. He's a sad guy, and I tell you, him and I have a real good relationship, and maybe there's some positive change I could affect out there. And so, I want to say a couple of words. Obviously it's wonderful. I see some new faces. Trent Newman, nice to see you. How you doing? Dark Hecker, please do like and subscribe. I do mining. If you guys look, I have tons and tons of mining content. I'm always doing the stream a few times a week. We love doing Quantanium mining. It's primarily what we do. I definitely want to welcome all of you aboard. But like I said, it just so happened where, I kind of heard my grandson out in the living room being kind of sad. I didn't expect them to be stopping by tonight, but that's no big deal. And I am going to just kind of put this job in the refiner, and I will be kind of doing a sign off here and heading out for the night. But we have tons and tons of streams that we've done, Quantanium and Coffee, mostly Lyria mining, lots of Aaron Halo mining. One trip over to one trip over, where was that we went that one time, Chris? I forget. Oh, is this place here? What is this place? Oh, Walla. Yeah, one time we went to Walla, found some Quantanium, because I promised people I would do it. And, it was, I mostly Lyria mine. I mean, that's kind of where the meta is. And then, oh yeah, Ponzer says, I'd mine with you sometime. Well, yeah, you'd be welcome anytime. I mean, you can look me up. You can got my Discord handle. Look me up, Ponzer. I'd be happy to help with you. Cag says, could be a granddad to the rescue, kind of. Yes, exactly, Cag. It definitely is one of those things. I want to kind of just get out there and be, kind of handle family business a little more. And I hope that you guys respect it. I'm sure, knowing my audience, most of you do. So I'm going to pop this guy in the fair and exchange. I'm going to confirm this. You guys can see, look, my refining jobs are cleaned up. Am I gambling on this guy? Sure. But you know what? We'll see. We'll see in 14 hours. I think it's fine. Anyways, I just want to say thank you guys for joining me tonight. A little faster stream than we would normally do. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you all. I love the mining community that we've built here, and we're going to continue growing. And thank you all. Have a lovely evening, and I will see you all around the verse.